The Sanctuary of Fatima, Portuguese, Santuario de Fatima, officially titled Sanctuary of Our Lady of the Rosary of Fatima, is a Marian shrine dedicated to Our Lady of Fatima located in Fatima, in the municipality of Ourém, in Portugal. It consists of a group of Catholic religious buildings and structures with the Basilica of Our Lady of the Rosary as the main building. In addition to the basilica, the shrine contains the Chapel of the Lasperan, a great oak tree near where the 1917 Marian apparitions occurred, a monument to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and the Chapel of the Apparitions, which contains the area where three children, Lucia dos Santos and her cousins, Francisco and Jacinta Marto, said they were first visited by the Virgin Mary. In addition, several other structures and monuments were built in the intervening years to commemorate the events. Across from the main sanctuary is a much larger Basilica of the Holy Trinity constructed after 1953, owing to the limited scale of the sanctuary for large-scale pilgrimages and religious services. In 1916, on 3 occasions, Lucia dos Santos and her two cousins, Francisco and Jacinta Marto, began reporting apparitions of an angel in the region of Valinhos. According to the children, these blessed visitations began on the 13th of May 1917 when, while tending their family's sheep in Cova da Iria, they said they witnessed the apparition of what they later wholeheartedly believed was the Virgin Mary, and began doing penance and self-sacrifice to atone for sinners. Many flocked to Fatima and El Justral to witness these declared apparitions along with the children, but not before the children were jailed for being politically disruptive. These visitations culminated on the 13th of October 1917 public Miracle of the Sun event. The children imparted that the apparition of Virgin Mary divulged 3 secrets to the children. Although the Miracle of the Sun marked the children's last claimed apparition, the region of Fatima continued to be a destination for pilgrims. Victims of the 1918 flu pandemic epidemic, both cousins died on the 4th of April 1919 and the 20th of February 1920, respectively. Along with the 3 secrets of Fatima, their stories would be linked to religious construction that followed in Fatima. A small chapel, the Capellina das Aparições, was started on the 28th of April 1919 by local people. Its construction was neither hindered or encouraged by church authorities. On the 13th of May 1920, pilgrims defied government troops to install a statue of the Virgin Mary in the chapel, while the first officially celebrated Mass occurred on the 13th of October 1921. A hostel for the sick was also opened in the same year, but the original chapel was destroyed on the 6th of March 1922. The first investigations by the Roman Catholic Church in regards to the events at Fatima began on the 3rd of May 1922. Meanwhile, the small chapel of the Apparitions was rebuilt and functioning by 1923. On the 26th of July 1927, the Bishop of Leiria presided over the first religious service at Cova da Iria. That included the blessing of the 11 kilometers Stations of the Cross on the mountain road to the site from Regengo to Vital. On the 13th of May 1928, the first foundation stone was laid in the construction of the Basilica and Colonnade of Fatima, a process that continued until 1954. The construction of the colonnade, by architect Antonio Lino, began in 1949 and extended to 1954. Meanwhile, on the 13th of October 1930, the Roman Catholic Church permitted the existence of the first cult of Nossa Senhora de Fatima. Even before the completion of the complex, the mortal remains of Jacinta Marto was moved from her modest grave in Vila Nova de Ourém to Fatima, and later to the completed Basilica Sanctuary. Her brother's remains were moved from the cemetery in Fatima to the Basilica on the 13th of March 1952. An organ was also mounted that same year in the completed church, by the firm Fratelli Ruffati of Padua. Before this period, On the 13th of May 1942, a large pilgrimage had already marked the 25th anniversary of the apparitions. 2 years later, Cardinal Masella, pontifical legate, crowned the image of Our Lady of Fatima in the Chapel of the Apparitions, marking a complete reversal in the official posture of the Vatican See towards the events at Fatima. On the 7th of October 1953, the Church of the Sanctuary of Fatima was consecrated, and within a year, Pope Pius XII conceded the church the title of Basilica in his short Lus Superna document. The Calvary in Fatima, Portugal. On the 13th of May 1956, Cardinal Angelo Roncalli, Patriarch of Venice and future Pope John XXIII, presided over an international pilgrimage anniversary. From this point forward, there would continue to be an active presence and influence of the Patriarchy of the Vatican in the events at Fatima. On the 1st of January 1960, the sacred Lasparen rite was initiated. The sections of the organ, until this time dispersed throughout the basilica, were united in one unit in 1962, in the high choir. On the 13th of May 1967, Pope Paul VI visited Fatima to mark the 50th anniversary of the first apparitions. On the 19th of September 1977, the civil parish was elevated to the status of town. Between 12 and the 13th of May 1982, in a pilgrimage to Fatima by Pope John Paul II, the first cornerstone of the Capella Sagrada Lasparen was laid. The construction would continue until 1987. Its completion and consecration on the 1st of January 1987 was attributed to donations and gifts from the Austrian Association Cruzada di Repara Sao Paulo Rosario. Para Paz no Mundo. Pope John Paul II would return once more on the 13th of May 1991 to preside over the International Pilgrimage Anniversary. On the 4th of June 1997, the Portuguese Assembly of the Republic elevated the town of Fatima to the status of city. Following several years of building, on the 24th of August 2006 the first attempts to classify the sanctuary as a national patrimony were begun, in terms of the transitory regime, but was incomplete due to a sunset clause of the 8th of September 2001. The shrine attracts a large number of Roman Catholic pilgrims, from Portugal and all around the world every year. This international stature gave Fatima the title of Shrine of the World. Every year pilgrims fill the country roads that leads to the shrine with crowds that approach 1 million on May 13th and October 13th, the most significant dates of the Fatima apparitions. Overall, about 4 million pilgrims visit the basilica every year. Hope it's add more knowledge in your history. Please like and subscribe our channel.